Hello, hello.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, YouTube's up. Waiting on Twitch. Oh, there we go. Twitch is up. And that's the notification there. Alright, folks. So you won't miss much since we last shut it down. I don't know when it cut out, but I'm pretty sure the last thing we was doing was cutting trees. So the last thing that you saw was the last thing that we did. We just wrapping it up right there for the night. All in all, thoughts on it so far? It seems decent. I could see some potential in it. The learning curve it's definitely one of those just throw you out there. You gotta figure the shit out games for sure. I thoroughly enjoy the physics. You had to learn that the physics was physics, but I like how the physics work from what I've seen so far. Combat seems nice. The crafting still, I gotta wrap my head around how it works. We don't know how to repair shit yet, which is crucial because everything has durability.
Right.
Um, uh, but yeah, man, I think all in all, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. I definitely would like to revisit this. I look forward to playing this again. If we get more of us on this, if we get a 3 or 4 man squad in
Stream Elements.
this,
BEY Entertainment is now
I think this
live.
could be
Streaming Valheim,
a really good
Co-op
time
Night.
because
BEY Entertainment.
if it was four of us on that the lightning elk, if
We
there's
could have
four
cut
of us
that in
on
half.
there, we could have cut that nigga down way quicker because his attacks was so linear. His shit was so predictable. But yeah, all in all, from what I see so far, I'm intrigued enough to continue playing. Let me put it like that. I'm intrigued enough to continue playing. I like some of the mechanics, and I see some potential. What do you think, Scoot?
Yeah, I agree for the most part. The game is poorly optimized.
Ah,
Like,
yes. This
granted,
is
I don't have the most powerful PC. I don't even have a good PC, right? Up to this standard, my PC is behind. But it doesn't matter how low I make the graphic settings. Like, I'm still getting frame rate drops. It's still stuttering. I get these things just shouldn't be happening. The crafting system, like Leroy said, is not intuitive. Like there's no sort of what's coming next, right? And showing all the options I need right now to actually make really good decisions. Like, oh yeah, I like the leveling up system, right? I
mm-hmm.
like the fact that your level up is contingent on what you actually do, right?
Skyrim, like Skyrim.
Right, I like that type of leveling up system. But on the other hand, I think stuff like the stamina is too low. My stamina, what it is now, is what I probably should have started off with. It's just too low, and you add that to the fact that you take so many penalties when you're cold and when you're wet. It's like your stamina don't even move, and your stamina is literally the fuel to do everything. Um, Besides from that, yes, the game has potential, right? Like it performance issues aside, graphical issues aside, um, it was intriguing, and I think that's like the best word I actually could give for it. It's like okay,
Mm,
I can see some potential. I can see how this could be a good game, and I can see how this could be a contributing factor in like the survival genre.
yep.
But yeah, I we still have too many questions. Like, and granted, we are new. Like, I just put out an onset. We are new, but I feel
Mm.
like repairing things that should have been like out the gate.
That
Like
should
the
have been
minute
one of the first
I
things we
come,
figured out.
I should be able to repair. And it just like the system don't seem intuitive, but I think that's like the crafting system for me. Like it don't seem intuitive. It's like okay, cool. Like you need a roof to use the workbench. Like what? Just work. Like it makes sense that okay when you set up the cooking spit that you actually have to put that over a fireplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
That actually makes sense, right? That's intuitive. Okay, in order for me to cook, I need heat. I can use
Mm-hmm.
the flames to apply heat to my food, but the workbench needs a shelter. It's a workbench. It has no feelings. It doesn't care.
I should be able to craft whatever if it raining, if it pouring rain.
Right, bro. If I
I'm,
stand in
I'm
the
not
middle,
I'm not I'm not a blacksmith. It ain't like I doing temperature intensive work. Like I have to
right,
maintain a certain
right,
heat while I hitting the iron to smelt it. No, like I'm literally cobbling some fucking sticks and rocks together. What do I need shelter for that for?
yeah.
And the thing is, it's not even like it needs adequate shelter. You saw what I did just now. I literally put one roof. I put a couple walls and one roof, and it was satisfied. So like,
Right,
why? Why? What
right.
purpose does it serve? And
So
then if you
it's
put the
like
fire underneath it, the smoke. Anyway,
it's such a weird mechanic, and that's like I say, it's unintuitive the way how this little crafting system is designed. It's like this don't really make a lot of sense. The boss fight that we had, that was actually pretty good. I like the fact that even though we were technically under leveled, um, we still was able to beat the boss. I like that, and so that
hmm
means that
skill.
chances are, even if we went to go after another boss and we weren't gear ready, but we can still take it on if we can play intelligently. I love that. That's actually a good feature of the game, and I love when games
Shadow Jaguar
don't
901.
level gate.
Y'all finna try Battlefield 2042 out?
Is it chat? You're trying Battlefield 2042?
More than
Um,
likely, no. I could be
no.
real. More than likely,
That's
no.
Shadow
a
Jaguar
buggy mess.
901.
What's good, by the way?
What's good
Sounds like I missed a
BTW
stream.
sounds like I
Yeah,
missed
but
the
we just
stream.
we
We
just wrap
just
it
turned
up.
it off.
We legit GS ended the game. We was playing Valheim for the first time. We was touching at Valheim. But to answer your question for Battlefield 2042, more than likely no. Like you could see us probably on like Warzone or something else or maybe another Battlefield. But 2042 specifically, the chances of us playing that are I'd say sub 2%.
Yeah, did they fix the bugs? And again, it was like a
No.
buggy
Let,
mess.
let me put it like this. If it had 2,000 bugs, they got it down to
Shadow
about
Jaguar 901.
500 maybe.
That game looks fun.
Oh, it is fun, but we still have a lot to figure out.
Right. It's
It,
fun
it,
with some caveats.
Shadow Jaguar
it's fun, but
901.
it's
What
what
about a
about
classic
classic
Battlefield 4?
Battlefield 4? A classic Battlefield might have potential. We'd have to see. We'd have to
Did we
see.
play Battlefield
It's
4?
a
I
it's
thought we
a it's a lot of. I think that was five we was playing.
Shadow Jaguar 901. 2042 in a
42 in
better
a
state,
better
I would
did.
state.
Better
say.
state.
I
I haven't
mean,
been keeping up with 2042 news, so I just gotta take your word for it. But
I
that initial
mean,
state
I
that it
mean,
came out
look,
in,
look. If one prisoner has 100 lashes and the other prisoner has 50 lashes, the one with 50 lashes could say they're in a better state than the one with 100 lashes. But the two of them still chop up, so it like it's still ain't where it needs to be. It still is
mm,
nowhere near where it needs to be, and they
Shadow
haven't delivered
Jaguar
on what they say.
901.
Let me
Let me
join
join
on
y'all
your
in
invite.
Battlefield 4 if y'all decide to.
yeah,
If we
man,
do
definitely.
jump on that, we absolutely could let you know so we could run that again. But Battlefield just ain't really. We might jump back onto it, but it just ain't really on the radar right now because it's a list of games we trying to hit, but it's a list of shit we trying to get to. So
Backlog.
Battlefield like way on the back burner. But for sure, we can make sure hit you up and let you know ahead of time if we do decide to jump on a Battlefield game. But yeah, Scoot, what you was finishing up?
Yeah, back to Valheim. I was mentioning the boss the boss that we took on. I like the fact that even though we weren't gear ready or level ready, like we were still able to fight that boss, and that was
Skill,
that was pretty good.
skill.
Um,
When skill can actually play a deciding factor in combat, it's wonderful.
right. One more thing that I did not like is this game is such a mixed bag. Where's the fucking boss in the beginner? Like I had more dare than boss. Like why was it so
Oh my
hard to find
god.
fucking boss?
For entry level, for tutorial level, I wouldn't even say entry
Right.
level, for tutorial level crafting. The very creature that we need to harvest, to farm these items, because leather scraps is needed for like the majority of the
Like,
basic items,
I
and
was
we can
getting
barely
more.
find boars. The
I
only
was
thing that
getting
gives us leather
more
scraps.
of those gray dwarves than I was getting boars. And it's like I understand the Grey Dwarves is just as weak as the boar, maybe even weaker. But these the first enemies that you encounter in the game. They should be abundant. Like everywhere, I should turn my head and I should see a boar.
It's like
I should look down at my
slimes.
feet
It's like
and see a boar.
slimes with MMOs, right?
Right.
When you there's such an abundance of slimes when you first starting out in an MMO. Like every as soon as you load up into a new area, as soon as you go to a new map, as soon as you reach a new section, it's just slime, 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 slime. Maybe like a
Right.
bigger slime, slime, slime. Like, boy, we shouldn't be running around for an hour and come across maybe 10 boars for an
Right.
hour, boy.
And
Like
then the
that.
fact that you need so much just to craft. Like it took us. We played what 2 3 hours today, and it took us the whole time just to get enough parts from the boar
And to
to
make it
build the
even
bow.
worse, to make it
The
even
level one
worse,
bow, mind you, this ain't this ain't no
the
Hermes bow or
the
whatever.
the RNG on the boards, on the board drops, because they don't always drop the fucking scraps.
And then I know Leroy was having issues with like the auto pickup.
It
I
it
didn't
it
I
fixed.
didn't
It
really
fixed. It fixed
it
after a
fixed it
while. It
fixed.
fixed after a
Okay.
while. I had to toggle it. I don't know why, but I had to toggle it a couple times and
Mm.
like run around and test out a couple stuff. But after a while, it's on right now. It's active. It wasn't working at first for sure, but I got it activated after a while. I guess it just I don't know. It was a bug. It is an
So I mean
early access game, so it yeah.
I I say all of this is that I don't. It's an intriguing game. I can see that it could be fun, but in terms of where it sits now in survival game genre, there's nothing new that you can't get from other survival games. In fact, this game is actually lacking in some way because when I compare it to Grounded, this game is kind of rough.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
kind of rough.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I'd have to agree with that.
So I like the set dressing. I like the aesthetic. Right, I like the setting.
Mm,
Right, I get that. That is nice, but I can't do the heavy lifting because survival games is all about their mechanics, right? Like they're big
hmm.
on their mechanics. If a survival game to work, your mechanics have to work and they have to make sense. Like they have to. Like your game is dedicated. It's like
They have to
plans on those
cohesively
mechanics.
they have to
So
cohesively overlap.
if they don't work, you have a problem. I do like the physics. The physics in the game, that's nice. You get the fire,
Mm,
you catch on fire, that sort of stuff. When you cut down a tree, it could lead to a domino effect if it hit another tree, that sort of stuff. Those are good. But in terms of real innovation, I don't know. I haven't seen anything just yet.
yeah, 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 I agree with that.
Oh. It's free on Xbox, so
It
you
on it
can.
on Game Pass. It in Game Pass, so you can't go
So
wrong. Just try it
it
out.
won't hurt you to try it out. But
See for
I don't
yourself.
see anyone staying there for too long. I just unless you got a dedicated group of friends. I hate to say it, I hate to say oh the game is more fun with more people. Like any game is more fun when you have friends. But
It's gonna make a huge difference in this.
right,
It's gonna
right, like
make a
it's so night and day. Like if you don't have friends to play Valheim, just don't play it.
mm, I wouldn't go that far. I see what you're saying. I wouldn't go that far.
So compared to like other
I would
survival
say
games that you could have,
without comparing it, no, without comparing it, like just going in completely blind, like you want to see how Valheim
mm,
is and this and that. If you're a fan of the survival genre, like if you're like me, I love survival games. I absolutely love survival games across the board. So I give some leeway to newer ones as I try them because I know okay there's always a curve at the beginning and there's mechanics that you have to learn and exploits, little exploits that you got to pick up on to really optimize your playthrough. Um, and there's definitely bugs. There's some issues. It's early access, so I could blind them a little bit. Not completely
Just
because some of the
a
shit
little bit.
just some of the shit
Just I
just a little bit,
we
just a touch,
we catching
just a
on to you
touch.
developers where y'all show every buggy mess into early access and using it as a shield
Mm-hmm.
to cover up your sloppy work. If a game is incomplete, don't release it.
I, if it's close, call it a beta. Make it like a make it a closed beta. That way, if people are genuinely interested in it,
Right,
they have to sign up to get it. Don't just put it on the open market because people
right,
can pay money for this right now. People can
right,
actually purchase this
right,
with their real life money. Don't do that. Make it a closed beta. If people really want to try it out, they will come to you, come to your website, come to whatever you have landed, whatever you have set up. They will sign up. You grant them access to it, and then they can personally give you feedback on what needs to be fixed and this and that until you have a presentable product to give to the open market. This early access just drop, put it on Game Pass, put a low price tag on it so it don't seem too bad. Because a lot of these newer games are doing this shit where they just put it out there, call it early access, and drop it to
right,
like that $10 to $20 range. So it's like, oh well, we're not charging you the full price for the game because it's
right,
just
right,
early
right,
access. Like, okay, you're not slick. You still selling a game that isn't
right.
finished.
So
Finish the game.
I
Just
remember when
finish it.
Fortnite been in early access for how many years?
Boy.
That game might still be in early access. The last time I played that game, it was still in early access, and we was playing Fortnite for a couple of years prior to that.
Boy.
So no, you ain't pulling that fast one. Like before, pre Fortnite, if you came out with a game with early access, I might have let you slide. But today, I can't let you slide. There's too many bad actors.
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't catch on to the fact that once with y'all, when y'all see one group of developers do some shit, all of y'all is see it as the green light. That's it.
Right.
No. Stop it.
So
Stop it.
so I think for those things, like I said, for those when you combine those stuff, for me personally, I couldn't recommend a game if you was just playing it by yourself. Like if you want a survival game, there's
Yeah.
where
Oh no,
there's
no, no.
way better
There's way
options.
better options. I would without a skip of a heartbeat, I'd tell you go to grounded before you come to this. Easily. 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 Go to grounded before you come to this. This is not by yourself? No. No. Now, I'd say if you're interested in it, if you saw the trailer, if you saw some of the mechanics, you like the lore, and something about it intrigues you, sure, try it. It's free if you have Game Pass. Try it. Don't pay money for this. If you're just trying to try it, do not pay
Yeah,
money for this. Get it on Game Pass. Try it out. Go through the mechanics, get a feel for it yourself, and then see if you like it. If you have friends, yeah, go ahead. Still, don't pay money for it. Just try it out. No matter by yourself or with friends, try it out first before you buy it. But yeah, it's significantly better with friends. Which can be said with most survival games because that's just par for the course. In a survival game, survival,
oh,
the more pairs you have collecting resources, building materials, the more people you have on deck for combat, it's just generally going to be a better experience. And it's going to be fun because it's your boys. Like, yeah.
and if you do decide to play this game, some one helpful tip: if you play it with friends, make sure you check that box on the map so you can see other players. Like,
Yeah,
why isn't that active by default?
by default, it's disabled.
Like,
Open the map and make sure that select the box
it's things like this
make
that
players
Valheim
visible.
does. It's like what? Like what were you thinking? Why is this even an option? If two people on the map, of course I want to see where they are.
Now, I'm not gonna knock them for making it an option because the fact that you can toggle friendly fire, I could see so they with that premise, they set up a world where you could have other people, like you could make villages and tribes and stuff. So you could have friendlies in your local area. You could set up like local economies and shit. Because if you turn it off where you're not visible to other players, you could have other people drop into your world. Because our world, we made it password protected. But if you make like an open server, let's say we make a Nassau server, and then
Hmm.
we just drop the information, and everyone in Nassau who's interested in Valheim decides to jump in. If everyone is invisible to one another, then you have more of like a natural exploratory experience where you going out and you meeting new people where it's like Scum and some of those other survival
But the
games
thing
where it's like
is, what's you actually reduce your chance of meeting people if you can't see them on a navigator.
maybe it's not about meeting people, maybe it's about you starting your own adventure and potentially coming across people. Because then if you explore it and you start building up your stuff or whatever, now the only thing with that is everyone will be starting in the same place. It ain't like you, well, as far as I know, everyone should be starting at that same shrine that we started at. Now, I don't know how big the map is. Like, we have no clue exactly the size of the map. So you can't even say niggas can have settlements up to the northeast and a tribe down in the southwest. We ain't really know. But that's the only thing I could see. That's the only rationale I could see behind toggling off.
Let's
Um,
let's be honest. We ain't have that much people in the world. On average, we can have two people, 2 to 3 people. On average, I think that's safe to say.
yeah, yeah.
So
So for us, we ain't use it. For other people, I'm just saying they've made the opportunity for people to get creative. They made a chance for people to get creative. Like you could host survival tournaments. Like you go into this world, set up your tribe or build your village or whatever, and just go out and fuck up the other villages if you want to. Like a survival of the fittest. You could do like a death tournament. You could host like a Hunger Games inside
a battle
Valheim.
royale.
Yeah, yeah, like it makes that possible. Is all I saying. They ain't, I ain't saying it's the best function. I just saying them making it possible opens the door to potentially some stuff like that. But how viable it is, that's another question. I'm just saying it's possible. But yeah, man, that's us for the night. You all know the spiel by now. If you've seen us on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. Twitch, hit the follow and subscribe. And make sure you're in the Discord. Link is in the bio in the description. That's the hub for any and everything you need to find out. You could also find it across our socials. That's the Twitter, Insta, and TikTok. Same handle across the board. Nice and easy to remember. It's at BEY, ENT242. That's BEY, the correct way to spell BEY. ENT242 on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. What you got before we head out?
Man, I ain't getting that much, man. Thank you guys. Another wonderful night. If you like what you saw here, check us out tomorrow. That's our variety night. It's gonna be at 6 p.m. EST. Oof. We most likely can hit you guys at that Stardew. But if you have any suggestions, you want to play a different game, you want to see a different game, hit the boys up, man. Hit up, find us in our Discord. Right, our Discord is active, right? Um, and a lot of stuff is be happening. You guys should jump on that boat.
Hmm.
But until tomorrow, man, you guys have a good night, man. I can finish the rest of this pizza. Then I can go head to sleep.
I ain't ordered a pizza dread, and I ain't ordering
Uh,
that. It's look at the
Seriously,
time.
like, bro,
I'm not ordering that.
my girl didn't even get a drink. She ordered a drink. They didn't.
What?
Sorry, they didn't deliver it. I don't know what's going on. So I gotta try to
Y'all
sort
pay
that
for
out
it?
too.
Y'all pay for it?
Pay for it. So I think that guy's sucking on that drink.
Oh, it sounds to me like someone is due a full
A,
refund.
a refund date.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no, not just a refund, a full refund.
full refund
Oh
date.
wait, I know if y'all could pull that off in Canada. I know in the US, when I'm displeased, I need to be satisfied.
Uh, I can give it a
So
shot. I can give it a shot. I can see what's going on.
do what you gotta do, man. Call it in. Like if you're ordering the app, put a complaint inside the app itself. See if you could get a full refund. If not, call it in directly. I don't even know if they still open. It's after midnight around there. I know they did be open. I don't know if like that you can't leave the house after one because most attacks or whatever. I don't know what is happening in Canada. But yeah, man, get that money back. They be playing too much. They ain't playing. I know one thing. You ain't gonna play with me and my money.
Mm.
And when I order something, I expect to get it. If I didn't get every item, but if I order 10 things and nine of them 10 reach, buddy, you getting a call. You getting a call because I am displeased and I'm gonna need that satisfaction tonight. I can need that tonight.
Cool.
However, you
Yeah.
gotta make that happen. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, man. Scooter already told you. Catch us tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. BYC to the stream if you can't make it, and CYC. We can link y'all.